really important for us, especially at the mastermind level, is to make sure we are stepping out from daily, 4 hour, 8 hour, all of that nonsense and going out to the weekly. Now, for these sessions, I tend to always stay on the daily, sometimes go up to the weekly, sometimes show you Bitcoin pairs as well, because that is the framework that I use in a hierarchical system. But I want to show you what you really need to know right off the bat. So this is ONDO. It is my cherry ripe for this week. Now, it could very well be my next one as well, but I'll get to that in a sec. Now, ONDO's had a huge move off the lows. Why it's still a cherry ripe? So it's had 90%. You're not going to just get another 90% on a 90% move, especially in these market conditions. But what I just want to point out is, and this is the context, this was a range of, before it broke out, of 92 days. So multi-month compression within this very, very tight band. Then we had the compression release, massive volume on the breakout. It's got some fundamental news coming out as well around the tokenization of real world assets too. So Ondo's getting a bit of a bid here, which is great. But we have had a really nice pullback and are grappling with the 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average is a core moving average you must be alert to, but it did hit the top of the range. And I'm going to go out to the weekly here, because what is essentially happening after the 90% move, moving averages need to catch up. There needs to be a bit of selling. Traders need to take their profits or get out of positions. It just happens. It's natural. Hi guys, hope you're enjoying this session of the Altcoin Bible so far. Just a reminder, if you want the full version of this session where I cover Bitcoin, the macro, current events in crypto, as well as more charts, Cherry Ripe, Wonder Watch, and Danger Zone, then make sure to become a newsletter subscriber by clicking the link below. You'll also get weekly content written by myself and the team. You'll also get access to mastermind videos, which Joe and I put together. Until then, hope you enjoy the show. Back to it. Okay, Wonder Watch. We're back at an old favorite, or a recent favorite that's made me a bit of money. Zcash. I'm not in this trade anymore, but you know what? She's looking pretty darn good here on the daily time frame. Falling wedge after a massive move. So most people got stopped out, including myself. 23% down. Great move, but all of this here was well rewarded. People got in a little bit early. Now she's trying to break out to the upside. I have my alert there at 600 even. I think that's a really sensible level to get interested in, going, looking at a trade for maybe a 23% move. Then we start to think, how close are we just to the old all-time high? We can have a look, which was at 700. Is that the maximum high that's ever done? It's the one on this chart. So let's just go by that. It's a fairly strong area, and that's at $743. So you could literally just play the middle ground, not play the middle ground here, and wait for the true break of the old all-time high. Wait for the flip of the level. Wait for it to look solid. Weekly close through it. Trade it that way. That's how I would view it. But here, Zcash still looks pretty strong, and she may go into that power zone on the weekly. Again, weekly removes a lot of the noise. There was every opportunity for Zcash to come all the way back down to the 10 on the EMA, but clearly there is a want here for it to compress and consolidate at a higher level and allow the 10 EMA on the weekly to catch up. Hear me talk about the 10 EMA on the weekly a lot these days. It's because I think it is a great indicator to judge, right, if things slow down here and we've had a big move and we get overextended, where are we likely going to come back over time? Where do we generally always hit? Okay, danger zone. Now, Sui is an interesting one because it had a wicked move, and like Ondo, it's been in a monthly compression for about 94 days, and then had a really aggressive move on high volume. Great sign. What did it do? Careered straight into the overhead trading range, and also hit the 200-day moving average. It's to be expected. And it's been sold off incredibly aggressively, which again is to be expected with something like Sui. It tends to do this. Excuse me. Ripped through the 0.618, couldn't quite get down to the 0.786. And it does depend on where you want to draw your fib. I could probably move it up a little bit and it looks a little bit better. So if I was to, say, go from here, the up thrust start, sure, it's come down to the 0.786. That may be more valuable. So this to me, 78%, retracement has happened. And I think it's a pretty good area to get interested in Sui again, if I'm honest, but it is at a danger zone. You can see it's just teetering. It's just holding on to the range low. If you lose this level, then what's Sui going to do? It's going to drift back into this range and chop around again. It could reverse pretty quickly, but that's just not a place you want to be. So Sui is in a danger zone. It's also trying to hold the 50. You don't want to lose that. Sui, though, on if we use the same methodologies I used before about being patient, waiting for the weekly, and this is what I did. So I'm in a trade for Sui at the moment simply because I saw this major upthrust through these major levels